Have you ever felt your whole day tilt because of one small thing? A rude message, a sharp joke, a driver leaning on the horn behind you? Have you noticed how fast peace can slip through your fingers? How one sound or glance can turn an ordinary morning into a battlefield inside your head? The world can press the button, but only you decide whether to keep it pressed. No one can make you angry unless you hand them the switch. In a windy coastal town lived a man named Ethan. He wasn't cruel, but he was fast to react. If the grocery courier was late, he rehearsed a lecture at the door. If the neighbor's music thumped against his walls, he pounded back with his fist. When kids miskicked a ball into his gate, he barked like a guard dog. Ethan told himself he was fighting for respect. In truth, he had given everyone else the remote to his peace. His wife, Emma, would ask gently, "Why let small things throw you so far off course?" Ethan frowned. People should know how to behave. If they don't respect me, how am I supposed to stay calm? He didn't see that every outburst proved he was controlled by whatever or whoever poked him next. One spring afternoon, a traveling tea seller set up a little stall on the hill above the harbor. She wore a simple gray coat, and her eyes were as steady as low tide. People said, "She doesn't say much, but every word lands." Emma said, "Go speak to her, maybe she can help." Ethan scoffed. "What can a tea lady teach me about noise, deadlines, and fools?" That evening, a neighborhood boy accidentally clipped Ethan's new drone, sending it tumbling into the sand and snapping a landing arm. Ethan exploded. His voice startled gulls into the sky. The boy ran off in tears. Later, Ethan sat alone in his kitchen, chest still hot. "Why do I always feel worse after shouting?" he whispered to the window. He didn't sleep. Before sunrise, he climbed the hill to the tea stall. The seller was listening to the wind with her eyes half closed. Ethan stood awkwardly. "I'm tired," he said. "People make me mad and I can't control it." She opened her eyes and smiled. "Sit," she said. "When anger rises, how long does it stay?" Ethan thought. "An hour, a day, and when it goes, I feel empty and ashamed." She nodded. "Anger burns the one who holds it, not the one it's thrown at." She lifted a small cup. "This tea is clear now. If I shake it, the surface turns cloudy, and you can't see your reflection. Your mind is the same. When it is disturbed, you cannot see truth. So I should say nothing when people insult me?" Ethan asked. "No," she said. "Learn to respond, not react. There's a difference. When someone throws dirt, you can either catch it or step aside. You choose." She asked him to bring a kettle of water and a pinch of loose leaves the next morning. At dawn they met again. She set the kettle on a small burner. Soon it roared. "Touch it now?" she asked. Ethan shook his head. "It's too hot." She said, "That is anger. While emotions boil, you cannot touch peace." She sprinkled tea into the rolling water. It frothed and turned murky. "This is your mind when you react." Then she poured the tea into a wide bowl and waited. The leaves drifted down and settled. The surface cleared enough to mirror his face. "This," she said, "is what happens when you stop reacting. Your mind settles. You can see again." Ethan sat very still. He realized he had been boiling his own kettle for years. In the days that followed, he practiced. When a comment stung, he breathed in for 4 counts, held for 4, and out for 4. He repeated the tea seller's phrase, "Step aside, don't catch the dirt." The old habits kicked and clawed. At a camera shop, a clerk tried to add a fake sensor cleaning fee. Heat rose in Ethan's throat. He paused, breathed, and answered evenly, "I'll pay the listed price. If not, I'll buy elsewhere." He turned and reached for the door. To his surprise, the clerk called after him, apologized, and removed the fee. Ethan walked home light. That night he slept like a child. Change was not finished testing him. One morning, as he crossed the promenade, a group of young men laughed. "Look, the angry guy found enlightenment," one said, loud enough to carry. Ethan felt the spark jump. His fists curled. In his head he heard the tea seller, "When you react, you hand them your power." He stopped. He unclenched his hands. He smiled, not a tight grin hiding a blade, but a calm, ordinary smile. "You're right," he said. "I used to get angry. Now I'm learning something better." Their laughter snagged on the quiet. No scene. No victory speech. Just peace that didn't need applause. People began to notice. At home he no longer snapped at children playing in the lane. When something broke, he said, "I hear you. Here's what we can do," and left it there. He wrote a sentence on a sticky note and stuck it to his mirror, "Don't catch the dirt." Weeks passed. One Friday he met a friend for lunch. Marcus loved sharp jokes that cut too close. As they waited for food, Marcus leaned back and said, "Ethan, still arranging people like chess pieces so you can feel tall?" The table went quiet. This was the moment Ethan would usually trade barbs until the afternoon soured. He felt the first spark, then the second. He let both pass through without catching flame. "I'm practicing peace over performance," he said. "If you want to talk seriously, I'm in. If you want to joke, I'll pass today." The tension cracked. Someone chuckled. Marcus looked down and nodded. The server arrived, and the conversation drifted to weekend plans. Ethan felt a new kind of strength, one that didn't have to win to be free. On a rainy evening, Ethan climbed the hill again. The tea seller poured 2 cups and said nothing for a while. The town glowed below like embers under glass. Ethan bowed his head. "I learned something," he said. "People didn't make me angry. My own mind did. I can choose peace instead of pain." She smiled. "Life will keep testing you. Each time you stay calm, you grow strong where no one can see." "Will people ever stop trying me?" he asked. She glanced at the gray horizon. "When the storm notices you no longer run, it stops chasing." Years slipped over the harbor like light. Fishermen with rough hands came to Ethan for counsel. Parents sent teenagers who burned too hot. He always said the same thing. Peace isn't outside silence. It is inside silence. You can't stop the wind, but you can learn to sail. If you feel your peace being stolen by strangers and screens and little accidents, remember the kettle and the tea, the hill and the harbor. You cannot keep the world from making noise. You cannot block every problem at the door, but you can refuse to hand away your switch. Every reaction is a choice. Every calm breath is strength. The one who controls his reaction controls his day, and the one who controls his day shapes his life. So when the next horn blares, when the next message stings, drop your shoulders, breathe 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out. Whisper to yourself, "I will not catch the dirt." Then step aside, keep your hands on the oar, and guide your own boat home.